Hello there, and welcome to episode 18 of Adventures in Knitting with Jenn. If you are new here, my name is Jenn, and this is my little knitting journal podcast, whatever you want to call it, where I talk about what I am making and what I want to make and all kinds of things knitting related. I am a teacher in Northern Ontario, and while I'm teaching grade 5 right now, where I'm having a lot of fun with them. Every year, I love all my classes, I do, but I like them all for different reasons, and this year I'm just having a blast. They're a lot of fun, and I can do a lot of different things with them that I maybe couldn't have done with other classes. So we're having fun. All right, so this episode I have a few finished objects to show you, and I only have 2 works in progress. I am being monogamous for some reason. Normally I have like 3 or 4 projects on the go, but not right now, which is fine. And then I want to talk a little bit about my 2023 knitting plans. What I want to do for this year. I'm also, you have to tell me if the sound is a little better. I'm trying a microphone out because I know sometimes I when you watch, you're very critical, and I'm like, my voice drops now and then, and I think it might be hard to hear, so I bought a little mic, and hopefully that helps. You can let me know how that goes. All right, so what I'm wearing, I've shown the sweater before. This is the simple pullover raglan. Super simple raglan, I believe, by Hobbii. My future plan is to rip this out and knit it again. I will be doing that in the future because I want long sleeves, and it's way too big. Way too big. You can see, like, look, it's just, yeah, there's like, no. And I need to alternate skeins because you can see here that it's dark up here and then it goes light. So, yeah, I'm going to redo the sweater eventually. Not now. I have other things that I am going to redo first or fix. Okay, so that's what I'm wearing. My finished objects. First one that I'm wearing is the Indoorsy socks by Sonder Co. And these are my my wading socks. So I've been thinking a lot about how memories are attached to, when you're making clothes, you kind of get attached. I can't talk. Memories become attached to that object. I have a pair of socks that I knit while visiting my dad in the hospital. The last time that I got to see him. Didn't think I'd get emotional still, but yeah, I guess I am. And every time I wear those socks, I think about that, and I don't wear them a lot, probably for that reason. And then I have another pair of bright yellow socks that I love, and I knit them when I went home for his funeral. And more positive memories with that, I think, just because, yeah, it was just a time with family and remembering him and honoring him, and yeah. So, all that to say, at Christmas I had some blood work done, and it showed some concerns, so I needed some follow-up appointments. And I think I've said this before, but like, when someone in your family dies from cancer, it kind of makes you a hypochondriac, because you don't take anything for granted anymore. Nothing is too small, because we thought, we never thought my dad, like, was a spot on his head, like no big deal, but it ended up taking his life. So now every time there's a little something off, we're like, okay, you need to go get that checked in my family, like, so it was a little nerve-wracking. They wanted to check and roll out some things, and so I had to go home this past week. I went home last Friday, and to do some follow-up stuff, and thank God, thank you, Jesus, everything's fine. Nothing major, no C. So, yeah, these are my waiting socks because, well, I knew I was going home. I was going to be waiting in airports. It takes me 4 flights to get home. Basically, yeah, you're in 4 different airplanes. So I knew I was going to have lots of time sitting waiting. So I cast these on right before I left, and I finished them right before I returned. So it took me about 5 days to knit these, and I absolutely love them. They are 1 strand of fingering weight with 1 strand of mohair, which I am now in love with. Like, oh my word, they are so soft and cozy. I need more. I need more mohair socks. I don't think I'll ever wear them out. They're not that kind of sock. I'm not wearing them to school. Ugh, no. They're my Saturday, as the pattern says, Indoorsy socks. They're my relax around the house, be cozy and comfortable socks, and I love them. I'm also loving the ribbing on them. Like, they fit great. I avoided ribbing because ribbing is annoying. But, the finished product is worth it. So I'll definitely do that again. All right. Then, wore these home too. These are my Snowdrift mittens. This pattern is from Wool and Pine. I love all their patterns. Really, I do. And look at these cables though. Like, what? Oh my goodness. They were a lot of work because you had to follow the pattern each row by row. Like, you couldn't memorize it. And there was, I think, 6 different cable types that you had to learn. Worth it though. Probably wouldn't be making a lot of these, but my goal is to one day make a cable sweater, so this was a little practice. And they've just released another pattern for socks. I'm like, ooh, I think I'm jumping ahead here, but to my, but they just put out a cabled sock pattern, and I'm thinking of this would look really cute. Some cable house socks in this. That'll be coming down the line in 2023 for sure. Just work my way up to a whole sweater. All right. So another finished object is Altair hood. I wanted to make this for a while. Especially because I thought it would be great up here, it gets really cold. And for those minus 30 days when I got to go to school, just a big oversized hood. So I wear a toque underneath. I wear a fitted toque underneath. Throw this over. And then if you want, you can make it more. Anyways, I don't know. Not everyone's cup of tea maybe, but I love it. And yeah, this huge cowl. And you can just wear it down there like a hood. This is how I mostly wear it. Because I left my neck warmer at home when I came back. I was so sad. But then I was like, oh, I have this. I can wear this now. And it's super warm. The wool is from Hobbii. It's 100% wool. It is scratchy. Like, it's not it's wool. It's not superwash. But keeps you nice and warm. And I love it. Yeah. So that is the Altair hood. And now the last finished object. I have been working on this for 2 years, I believe. And it is my Northeasterly blanket. So, I mean, I could have added, I was originally going to add 3 more rows and make it, let me see. Do I have 9? Yeah, 9. So I have 9 here, 9 rows. And I was going to make it 12. But then I was like, why? I mean, it's perfect for me, like just to put on my lap while I'm knitting, you know, in the living room. That's all I need. It fits perfect over my legs. Warm and cozy, you know. It is 4 feet long. I don't know how wide it is. But, yeah. My Northeasterly blanket. It's done. It's probably going to take me 2 years to weave in all the ends. I've only done 2 rows so far. But I really like it. It goes, my couches are brown, so all these colors, they go great with that. Yeah, so that's my finished objects. I was doing this, so I do the Scrappy Sunday thing, you know, like every Sunday I work on a different project that's not my regular ones, and so this is what I've been working on every Sunday, except for in the summer, obviously, like this stays here. I'm not going to cart this back. Using all my scraps, so I needed a new Scrappy Sunday project. So I am making I think it's called the Ansidora shell. And it is in my Mrs. Brown bag. It's huge. And this holds all my scraps. Well, not all of them, but most of them. So the pattern calls for, oh, it went flying. You use, basically, the way I'm doing it is I am doing 1 skein of green. You can see, you alternate every row. So you do one row of the main color, and then you do a different color each time of a scrap. So I'm just going through my scraps and finding all the ones that match with green. So it's kind of hard to see because I just started it. But I've done some cream, some browns, some like ready, yeah. And the whole reason this appealed to me is that you don't have to weave in any ends. At the end, you make fringe. I already did 3 of them. So you don't have to weave in your ends. You just tie them together and use them as fringe. So it's going to be a fringe shawl. That won't take me 2 years to do. But yeah, that's my next Scrappy project. And only one of my 2 works in progresses right now. The other work in progress is this. Ooh, it's showing up really bright on camera, which looks good. This is my Felix cardigan, and I am absolutely in love with this pattern. And this yarn, it's Drops Air, so it's light and fluffy. Like this sweater is going to be so perfect for school because our school is really hot right now. It used to be super cold, and now it's hot. So I don't actually get to wear a lot of my knits a lot, or my shawls and stuff that I knit before because it's just too hot. But this will be perfect because it's light and fluffy, but it'll give me that coverage that you need. Yeah, the Felix cardigan. I'm almost done the body. I only have 5 inches to go before I do ribbing, and yeah, I'll be wearing this next podcast for sure. So those are my only 2 works in progress. Oh, I'll show you this bag. Isn't this bag lovely? I got it from Ella. Oh gosh, now I forget her name. Wait, it's on here somewhere. Oh, no, there it is. Studio Britta. Love it. Perfect. And it's got these inside, these big pockets inside that you can keep everything in. Oh, here, I'll show you. Speaking of pockets, I have the buttons already for this. I'm going to use these fun wood flower buttons. Hard to see. There you go. Yeah. So I have, they're all different. Each one's different. So I have them that I'm going to use for the sweater when it's done. All right, that is that. So organizing my stash and my projects and my plans. What I've done, I've written it all out. I've written it all out. And I'm doing it based on project bags. So basically when I'm finished a project, I move on to the next bag. And when it's done, I replace it and put all the yarn. So like when my Felix cardigan is done, I have the next project lined up that goes in it. So yeah. I call this my winter bag. Once my Felix cardigan is done, I'm going to make my So Faded cardigan with all of the yellows that I dyed this summer, natural dyes. This is Knit Picks DK Swish that I natural dyed. If you want to see more of that, you can watch my episodes in the summer. So this is Dandelion. And this dark one is gorgeous. Oh, I love these colors. This is with iron. I forget what it was originally. It was a yellow and then I added iron and it made this greeny. So, and then this here is what the main color is going to be. And it is cedar, which I think was my favorite color. So, let's see. They all kind of go together. And I'm excited to make that. Alright, so that's my winter bag projects. And then I have this bag. This is the Canada tartan. These bags are all made out of tartans. It's Ginger Snap that. I've talked about her before, but I love this with the leather on the bottom. And she makes her bags out of real tartans, which is fun. No Wallace tartan, but I took the Canada one. And last year, before I started making these podcasts, I made the Cable Crush joggers, pants, wool pants, yes. Because why not? And I frogged the entire project because it was just, they were way too big. Anyways, so this is just, I think it's woolies. It's not 100% wool, but yeah, I'm going to reknit those. As soon as my So Faded cardigan is done, I'm going to reknit those pants. And yeah, that's this project. And when they're done, the next thing I have is a fuzzy pixie hat. So I think this is going to look cool together. So, because when you mix the two together, right, it's going to be kind of like marled. I don't know. I think that's going to look really cool. And I'm going to make like a little balaclava with this. That's part of my winter plans. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think it's going to look cool. Alrighty. What else do I got here planned? Trying to use up my stash. Did I mention already how much I have? In case I didn't. 173 skeins I started off with January. So not going to buy anything this year. Well, for the first couple months. And I'm trying to use up deep stash, like stuff that I've had for a long time. So yeah, this, I don't even know when I bought it. And I was going to make a dress for my niece, but it was just taking too long and I frogged the whole project. So I thought I would make a, it's called the Pure Joy Shawl by Hobbii Locatelli. I think those two will go good together. There's little flecks of blue in here. And this yarn is cool. This is Songbird Fibers. She's in Ontario. I'll show you. There we go. And each colorway is designed off a bird. So this one is designed off the snow bunting. And I got it in a box. Like I bought a box and it had all kinds of random skeins from everywhere. So yeah, that's going to become a shawl. And then another hat Dana planned for me because I love them. And then this little bag. This is what I was knitting my socks in. I took this with me on my trip. I love Star Wars, in case you didn't notice. And this is also Ginger Snap that. I'll have a lot of her bags. And pretty soon, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon because everybody else seems to be making it, the Sophie scarf. I have enough of this. This is alpaca, so it'll be nice and soft. I already have a pair of gloves made with this, so I can have a matching set of a scarf and gloves. And my sister gave this to me for Christmas 2 years ago. So yeah, I think it's enough. It's one full skein. The tag fell off, but this is a full skein, and half a skein I think will be enough. We'll see. To make the Sophie scarf. And yes, last on my list here, and this is later on in the closer to, like, I figure all these projects will probably take me till April at least. A little dress for my niece, Ruby. And this is cotton, 100% Pima cotton. Just a bright pink. Be cute. And, like, won't be hot. And the dress I'm going to make is called the Lindaloo. Yeah, and this is in another Star Wars bag. I've showed these bags before, but I love them. Ginger Snap that too. Yes, so those are my upcoming projects and the yarn. And it doesn't even make a dent in this. I have other things that I'm going to be trying to make. I have a sweater for my nephew that I want to make for Christmas, and yeah, some other projects, but I will talk about later on. All right, so that is everything that I'm working on or planning to in the next little while. Next 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, I'll try to do another episode, and I will be wearing a Felix cardigan. Yeah, it won't take me long. It doesn't take long at all to knit because it's so big. It's being knit on 6mm needle. Ugh, I can't talk. 6mm needles. Yeah, I'll be wearing that. We'll see what other projects I get done. Hopefully my second cardigan will be on the works. Okay, well, if you like this, feel free to like it and leave me a comment telling me what you're knitting. What are your plans for 2023? And yes, I will see you later. Take care.